Kenny Omega is out of action. We have some breaking news about a big act from Ring of Honor being backstage at All Elite Wrestling. Chris Jericho loses some money on a beloved passion project and so much more. We're getting into all of it on today's Sportskeeda Wrestling top story of the day. You share that link or you stink.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. What's up, everybody? I'm Kev Kelm. That is Jose G. That is Jeremy Bennett. We're talking beard care before we went live here, but I'm going to say it. Three beards. Too many beards, maybe just enough beards. We got a lot going on here. It is Survivor Series weekend. We will have a big Survivor Series 4-on-4 challenge. I will be on Team Rick, all right? We will take on Team Sid. It will be something special. It'll be Saturday afternoon. Make sure your notifications are on for that. We haven't posted the scheduled stream, but when you see that, you're going to want to be a part of it. It's going to be really, really fun. We've had fun times. We do this with all the big 4 WWE pay-per-views. We've had a lot of fun.
Got a special, some special guests on the teams. From all the way from we got Wrestling Daily, Fightful, ad-free shows, Talk Sport.
Mm-hmm.
We got some surprise guests for you.
We even got Spectrum Sports up in here, so we got a wide variety of wrestling media journalists that are going to be joining us this weekend. And I'm looking
all right. If you're
to
watching
it.
live, hit that like button because I think you're going to like the topics. If you're with us for the first time, get your comments on screen. I know my diehards are going to be there. All right, we know our regular caller is going to be calling in, right? If we're doing a radio term, let's get into it. Kenny Omega going to be on the shelf here for quite some time. Jeremy, give me the deets.
PW Insider is reporting today, and I think Dave Meltzer also talked about it as well. Not much news or not much detail surrounding it in times of time off or whatnot, but it sounds like that Kenny Omega is going to be out for a quote extended period of time. He might be getting shoulder surgery. My podcasting bane of a phrase, shoulder surgery. I cannot say that word ever. He may be looking to get that surgery here pretty soon, which, I mean, hell, that might, that ranges. That could be 6 to 8 months possibly. So,
yep.
Looks like it sounds like he's been working through pain for several months now just to get through Full Gear, where he dropped the title to Hangman Adam Page, where today is National Cowboy Shit Day.
No, is that an official holiday? Is that an official holiday? Has that been recognized by the government?
Dude, you know how many holidays exist on the same day? Apparently, there's certain days. There's like National Cookie Day or National Sandwich Day or National Bring Your Ferret to Work Day.
As someone who does a radio show 5 days a week, the national BS holiday calendar is a godsend for kindness.
So you add 11/17 Cowboy Shit Day, baby. 3 to 4 months. Daniel Bryan had a similar surgery back a few years ago, and he was out 3 to 4 months. So that might be more of a time frame. 4 to 6 for some. So it all matters. It's going to be in that little.
He was banged up before he got that title, and that shoulder's been bad for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's out for a longer period of time. I would almost keep him off TV almost until the end of the middle of next year, sometime summer.
Yeah,
I don't think we need to see him until All Out.
I think he really needs to heal up right now. Omega put on a fantastic run for us over the last year.
Yeah,
he did an excellent job representing AEW, putting on tremendous storylines. He's going to have his critics. People are going to give him flack. But you have to give credit where credit's due. The guy did an amazing job as a champion, and now it's time for his body to heal. Mm-hmm. Hangman is more than capable to carry the company on his back, and at some point, we're probably going to get Miro pushed into that spotlight too. So there's a plethora of talent that can hold it down in AEW at this moment, where Kenny Omega can really concentrate on healing his body, getting well, and getting healthy.
And then you can, you'll have Adam Cole leading the way with, he'll basically take Kenny Omega's spot with the Click. And then when Kenny's ready to come back, maybe you can set that feud ablaze for a Kenny Omega Adam Cole feud. Maybe Kenny, what are you doing? You taking my spot, and maybe by then, maybe Kyle O'Reilly be over here. Maybe O'Reilly, Fish, and Cole, Bucks, and Omega. Maybe a little
the undisputed Click.
a little Undisputed and Elite, maybe a little showdown between those guys as Cole, we all know Cole and Omega are eventually going to feud, and maybe that's what Omega comes back to once he's all fully recovered.
CRC is always riding hard with this. Thank you so much, CRC. He says, shoot with his New Japan run, and he is supposedly dealing with vertigo. I've heard that, but I haven't heard that officially reported by anyone.
He actually said it in one of the interviews.
That one flew past me here. Then
yeah. He said he's been dealing with like 80% problems with the vertigo. So yeah, there's been a really bad situation.
Ozzy, save your super chats for Saturday, man.
Yeah,
when Rick's actually here. Rick, of course, Ozzy, the ultimate troll for Rick. Even super chats to let him know that Rick needs a beard. Rick kind of had the Michael Cole thing going there for a minute.
He's got the Pringles goatee deal going on. He looks like the guy in the Pringles can.
The Pringles. I've never heard anybody reference it as the Pringles goatee.
Yeah. Nah, man. Boy. Every time I see Rick, I just picture him in a barber quartet, ready to sing.
When we did Top Story not too long, or it was the Full Gear post show, I think it was, and Kev mentioned it. He looked like I had the Michael Cole go. Oh Jesus!
We're gonna get into some breaking news here that was developing right before we went.
Oh baby!
Let's get into this story. This is from All Elite Wrestling, broken by a tip of the cap, millennial Meltzer himself, Mr. Sean Ross Sapp. I've been talking to Sean. We're working on arranging some publicity next week for AEW, so thankful to him.
Yeah.
And it looks like we have some big names backstage tonight at All Elite, and these names are from Ring of Honor. What do we got, boys?
Literally minutes ago, Sean Ross Sapp breaking this news that them boys, Mark and Jay, the Briscoes, are backstage at AEW. Of course, Norfolk, Virginia is the site of Dynamite tonight, which is literally just a few hours up the road from Delaware, where them boys are from. So no word on if they're going to be on the show or if they're just visiting friends. Of course, Jay Lethal debuted with the company last weekend. And of course, Briscoe's got a lot of friends as well. And they've also been working GCW and all sorts of other promotions. Of course, what we learned with Jay Lethal is he exercised his option to get out of the ROH deal early. That is why people are wondering if them boys might be showing up on AEW for a spot and not just visiting friends. So it's really going to be interesting if when Dynamite kicks off here in a little over an hour to see if a legendary tag team gets added to an already stacked tag team division.
You got to put it this way. They are, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the best tag teams the last 20 years.
Yep.
They're a perennial Ring of Honor act. When you think of Ring of Honor,
absolutely.
If we don't know where Ring of Honor is going to be, they have this Final Battle pay-per-view coming up here in December. Then they're going to relaunch the company and become basically a super indie again. They're not going to have contracted talent. They'll pay people per dates. They'll become a televised GCW, a televised PWG. Yeah. Which is still not a bad thing to be. I actually think Ring of Honor will figure some way out of this.
Yeah, hopefully.
They were good to their people, and they were good to the Briscoes. Briscoes now out there taking dates. They are them boys. They have a lot of familiarity with all of those big names that are here in this company, with the exception of some of the WWE guys. But I mean, a majority of them, they know them. So, but also there's a lot of televised audience that is into AEW that has heard about the Briscoes, but has not seen these guys and knows of their name. So you have that. You have something you haven't seen in a while, something you want to see again. And they are definitely a TV 14 wrestling act. They are not.
Absolutely.
They are.
Those guys are.
I have heard that. I've heard from people that produce promos with them.
Yeah.
That when you cut a promo with them, you usually have to do 2 or 3 because you have to wait for them to try not to swear so much.
One of my favorite moments with the Briscoes was in Dallas WrestleMania weekend. I'm sitting here taking a picture with Adam Cole and Mark photobombs it.
That's always a nice little memory to keep on your.
Yeah. I gotta meet the Briscoes as well in Dallas about, was that 5 years ago now? 32? Yeah. So 5 years ago. So
yeah, I know. I know of the Briscoes and I follow them on socials. So I know of their work. I don't follow them as closely as, a lot of the ROH fans do, but I'm certainly very familiar with the Briscoes and them boys. And I think they can bring a significant upgrade to the AEW tag team division that's already overloaded as it is.
And they've also proven over the past 2 to 3 years as singles wrestlers, they're very viable as well. Jay's been a world champion. Mark's been a secondary champion. So that not just as a tag team, they're very, very viable as singles wrestlers too.
And they will go for their 12th Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship at the Final Battle pay-per-view, taking on Mike Bennett and Matt Taven, the OGK. So, I mean, it's another thing about this Final Battle show. That show still has a lot of stacked stuff on it.
That main event is going to be killer with Gresham and Bandito.
Yeah, it's going down Saturday, December 11th at Chesapeake's Employer Insurance Arena, formerly UMBC Event Center in Baltimore. Also, that show will also feature the Ring of Honor World Title Championship match between Bandito and Jonathan Gresham, a grudge match between Shane Taylor and Kenny King. They're putting some pretty strong stuff together for that card. If you're a Ring of Honor fan, you've been following it in the past. And also, they're not sleeping on their television show. They have Dalton Castle versus Dragon Lee. So, I mean, they tape some stuff in front of no fans. They're still going for it. I give it to them. You know, they're reorganizing. I don't think too many people are crapping on Ring of Honor. They paid their talent full contracts when they were doing shows in front of no fans.
Yeah, I mean, until they give us a reason not to believe it, I think they're going to come back and be pretty strong when they do. It's just going to be a different setup.
Yeah. And behind the script saying, what is this? According to Ringside News, well, that's Ringside News, so we don't have to read it. So that's Ringside News. We don't have to read it. No ripping you behind the script. That's okay. We're just having fun there. What other names do you think come over here?
A dog turd is more reputable than Ringside News.
We have Steven Chambers saying Ring of Honor invasion here. Another thing is we noticed a lot of talent from WWE leave. A lot of Ring of Honor talent now going to become available. Jay Lethal already made the move here. Briscoe's in play. I don't think they all go to All Elite Wrestling. I do think some of these names could pop up in WWE, depending on their age and where they are. I do think New Japan's going to benefit from this. We saw Big Jonah released a few months ago from WWE. He will, and Ring of Honor has a relationship already with New Japan, so I think there'll be a lot of these talents on the independents.
I mean, they're
I'm going to be looking at that door when I go to AEW Windy City Classic.
Is it a forbidden door?
No, that door is wide open. It's actually a loading door. So it's a big wide door. Somebody's walking through it. You're
not forbidden.
You can't sneak. You can't sneak.
It's
through
the
that
permitted door. It's the permitted door.
I'll tell you what, though.
You're gonna be able to see people coming through there. You can't hide.
I tell you what, though, like Roxy, I think I would not be surprised if WWE gives her a look or Impact. I mean, she's only 20 and is good for her age already. That's right up WWE's alley. They'd be idiotic not to sign her to an NXT deal.
Steven Chambers saying that Silas Young would be a good fit for AEW.
The last real man.
Yeah. So that would be interesting to see. I can tell you he is legitimately the last real man. One of the most intimidating people I've ever met.
Is he showing up at AEW soon, or he was previously there?
Silas? No reports of that right now. But I mean, certainly that guy was a name that people were waiting for something in Ring of Honor, and they never really pulled the big trigger with him. Has
he showed up at AEW before, though, or
not that I'm aware of?
Oh,
no,
okay.
Not that I'm aware of. And if I'm wrong about that, I don't mind here. Let's jump into this other story. Chris Jericho has put a lot of his own dough into the Rock and Wrestling Rager at Sea, which always seems like something I want to go to, and I haven't been able to go to one. I want to go to one. They've done 2 of them now. And he promoted his own show. The first one featured a Dynamite being broadcasted and taped from a ship, which is kind of crazy.
That was really cool.
Has a flurry of different entertainment, lots of wrestling names, lots of comedy shows, lots of bands, all of it on one boat together. They just produced the second one, which is delayed because of the pandemic here. And he revealed recently that he lost up to 6 figures of his own money on the first Rager.
Yeah, they just recently wrapped up the third.
Third? 3 of them now?
Yeah,
they just wrapped up the third, and the fourth one they ain't waiting to turn around. The fourth one.
I already got emails for the fourth one.
Yep, St. Patrick's Day weekend is the fourth one already. But yeah, he lost about 6 figures, and he said it was a huge success from a critic standpoint, huge failure from a financial standpoint. I lost a lot of money, 6 figures, but you're building your business, right? Anytime you build something, you're going to have to be prepared to spend money to make money. And that's what we did. I lost a lot of money. We put a lot of hours and work into it. I did something I said I would never do, which is become a promoter. I'm in charge of booking all the talent and paying the talent, especially the first cruise. I paid all the talent. It's not easy because everyone wants a great payoff, and I want everyone also to get a great payoff. But I'm not going to go over what my budget is. The second cruise, the financial deal was reconfigured where I recouped my loss, and we made money on top of that. So I got some close friends that have gone to all three. They keep asking me. I'm like, I am not yet, but hopefully soon. And so I'm hopefully, I might tentatively, possibly go to the fourth one.
Jose, did you go to one?
I've never been on a cruise at all, and this is the one cruise that I want to go.
If not the fourth, I'm going to go on the fifth. They say there won't be another one in 2022, so you're gonna have to wait till 2023 for the next one. But
I guess it's gonna have to be that like that then. I mean, it's either that or WrestleMania. I mean,
you have it with the music festivals are doing the same thing now, where you have some festivals that specifically the Danny Wimmer Presents festivals. These are hard rock festivals that go around the country. They do Epicenter, they do Rock in the Range, they do Sonic Temple, and they also have Welcome to Rockville, which is in Daytona. And they just did Welcome to Rockville, which had some really big
right
names
over
on
here.
it. Yeah, not too far from you. That got delayed. They still did it in November. Well, you can do that in Florida. Well, now they're saying we're going to do one in May. So we just did a Welcome to Rockville in November. We're going to do another 3-day festival coming up in May. And there's some pent-up demand, in certain areas. And especially
we just also had that EDC, the Electronic Daisy Carnival. We just had that. They were here 6 months ago too. So we have a lot of attractions over here in Central Florida that are attracting these big festivals. Rockville was heavily promoted. EDC was heavily promoted. And I think you're just going to see a continuation of that.
Mm-hmm. And Mania this year, Mania this year going to be in a stadium 2 nights. We haven't heard the secondary events that have been added to that. So there's a lot of pent up demand for live stuff like this, and hopefully everyone gets their shot. I'm getting my booster right after we're done here. I'm going to walk out of here and get my booster shot. So do your part, go be safe, have fun. Let's get out there. Let's get wrestling again.
Yeah, I don't think there was a delay on the third one, so I'm really curious as to why there's such a tight turnaround for the fourth cruise, especially when you're so close to Mania.
I know they held one off. That's what I was thinking.
The second one was, I think, held off a little bit.
Maybe they're just trying to take away seats from Mania. I mean,
or run around it. Port into the town that they're doing Mania in. If you're doing it in Houston,
right? I just don't know because they normally do it around the fall. So I'm just baffled why he turned around so quickly.
Or they want to get away from Mania. If you have that crowd that likes to travel to wrestling stuff, they don't want to run the same time,
because they always ran October before, which was almost a perfect time because you don't really have too much major going on
right
there.
Before the holidays, get away type stuff. Yeah.
So it's kind of baffling why he's running the fourth one so early in the year next year. But
do we have more drama to cover here today? We have some more.
Of course we do.
Oh, there is always
what's been the topic of the entire week leading into this weekend? Becky Lynch. She's in the headlines again. Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair. This feud just spilled all over now to Ric Flair, because Ric Flair, he put out a tweet earlier in the week, just to kind of paraphrase it, where, because Becky Lynch had the promo on Monday night where she was going to beat the piss out of Charlotte Flair, and Ric Flair was like, excuse you, no, that's not going to happen. I would like to see you try, you little girl, just paraphrasing the tweet. Now, Becky Lynch came out and said that she had a tweet ready to go, but she was like, I'm not even going to try it. She had an interview with Ariel Helwani on the MMA Hour, and she said, I saw what Ric Flair tweeted out. I saw that. I looked at and wrote out a response that would have been quite biting, and I deleted it and let it go because I think it's really sad. This is a legend who is now jealous of me. It's cool for me. He's now trying to use me to get clout and promote whatever he has because he's dug himself into a hole with other things. I was like, let him have it because it's kind of sad. End quote. So strong words coming out here from Becky Lynch in this whole Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch saga going out to Ric Flair.
Ric Flair's tweet was so weird. Even the first one, he edited it like 2 or 3 times. First one that came out, he was weird because I think he was, I don't know what he was. It was like he was calling himself out. It was so weird. He didn't even know what he was typing. But
yeah, he said, I think I'm going to have to make the trip personally to see you beat the piss out of Charlotte. I don't think so, sister. The man, big time Bex, or whatever you call yourself. There's not enough choreography in the business to save you, Becky Lynch.
We know what's happening. Ric Flair's podcast got relaunched, so he's
trying to get those eyes on and the ears on the podcast.
Because WWE sure as hell ain't bringing him back anytime soon after the Dark Side of the Ring thing. So he's just putting his name out there because he's got his podcast relaunched. That's exactly what he's doing right now.
Victor Nash chiming in here. Nobody cares about Becky. What about Jay Lethal and the AEW debut on the team?
Hold on.
Here's the thing, Victor.
Okay.
Look out. Sean Smith's going to come out here in a minute.
It is you're off, buddy. so you're just kind of off there a little bit.
Sorry.
Becky Lynch versus Charlotte is the most talked about wrestling match this week. Maybe Hangman Page and Omega were last week.
It's about the only thing I'm excited about for Sunday.
And they're Jeremy, you know that roster is going to come out there all guns blazing, despite whatever the build has been, and they're going to deliver something. And we're going to be talking Sunday night about how, I didn't know I was going to get this. That's been the pattern for the last 2 years with these pay-per-views.
Yeah.
And you're going to leave the show thinking, wow, that was so much better than I expected, right?
Well, we'll see.
Wow, you're judging from a negative, right? They don't even get to start with 0 at you, do they, Jeremy? The show's a -3 before the bell rings.
Not with what they've been giving us lately. Raw and SmackDown have been terrible lately. So
I enjoy the stuff on SmackDown with Roman Reigns and Xavier. I've really enjoyed that.
That was
I think
good.
That's been top tier stuff. Seeing Cesaro back on TV is really cool. I've been enjoying that. I like what they did with Kevin Owens. So, I'm enjoying some of it. The stuff I like more than the stuff I don't care about.
It'll be interesting to see where they go with Rich Holland and Sheamus and Cesaro.
Hey,
the whole thing.
Kevin, you want to take this one here? I'm going to read this out loud, and I want you to react to this because we got some people just saying that Becky Lynch is a failure, period. She stole the title at SummerSlam just because Sasha wasn't there. That weasel has no room to talk. Lynch needs to go home and be a mother for once in her life. Your response, Kevin. And I'm going to put you on solo for this one because I think this merits that type of a response.
Okay. Behind the script, right? That's the name? Because you know the
That's
script. Well, then if you know the script, you should know that this is still Becky Lynch. This is still the hottest talker in our business right now. One of them, all right? She's still that. She's not even going at full speed, and she's got your name on her lips. You call her a failure because you want the shock and awe. Look how much I called out a big name. Didn't I do something cool? Didn't I do this? She's a weasel. She has no room to talk. She has all the room to talk. She headlined a WrestleMania not too long ago. A few years ago is not that long ago. I hope you understand that. It's not that long ago. All right. And because, the thing at the SummerSlam, she came out. Why did they do that? Seemed very, very odd, right? Wasn't her call. But guess what? Fans are booing her. And guess what? They're supposed to boo her because she's a villain. And you're not supposed to like her because she's a villain. All right. Sorry, you can't play the Smark and Mark card at the same time. You can be both, but you can't just say like, oh, I'm behind the script, but this person's a weasel and they came out and they stole a title and I don't like that. You should go home and be a mother. You should go home and be a fan. That's what you should go home and do.
Go home and be. There's only one weasel.
Telling someone they can't do it. Roman Reigns. See, you're trying this again, dude. You're trying.
There's only one weasel in wrestling. Will you stop?
Will you stop? Will you stop?
Yeah, let's see how much. Look at the merch sales Becky's pulled in ever since she became the man, and tell us if she's a failure or not.
She's a heel. She's still selling merch. You know what I mean? And still selling tickets. And it's going to be a big deal when someone beats her for the title. Just like it's going to be a big deal when someone takes the title off Roman Reigns. Build up villains, you get cool heroes.
To your point, Kevin, to your point, big time Becky Lynch is on everybody's mind. She is living rent free in every single person's mind this week. Why? Because she's doing it. She knows how to do it best. And like her or hate her, she's a heel. You're right. People are supposed to boo her, but she's got you in the palm of your hand. Call her a failure. Call her a success. It doesn't matter what you think, guys. She's got you right here in the palm of your hand.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter what you think behind the script. Sorry. Let's get out of here, guys.
Some people joined us late finding out about this Briscoes news.
Yeah.
Reach for the sky. So they're kind of excited for that. We'll see what happens here. Other people just chiming off here on this topic. I didn't mind pulling out the ranting gun and filling up the bullets. David getting in here before the end of the show. I'm glad you mentioned the merch angle because there's my beef. Real heels don't sell merch. I understand that's a very old school thing. I've heard some people say that now. With every wrestler on the planet now having a pro wrestling tee store, everyone in AEW, doesn't matter who they are, heels or not, has a T-shirt.
Are you saying Roman's not a real heel then?
Yeah, but he's a heel, and people want to buy his stuff. So I mean, that's modern age. Saying real heels don't like wrestling, I get it, but this isn't like I don't get your opinion, or I'm discrediting it. But that's an outdated term. Like to say you can't have merch because you're a villain.
Fit for 2021.
That doesn't matter because I could go to a store and I could buy a Joker T-shirt and he's a villain. You know, and I could like the Joker more than I can like the Batman. I'm gonna go see the Joker Batman movie still. You know, so like now everything is merch. Every part of fandom can be scratched in a merchandise way. So that's completely cool. And I was like, no apologies, dude. No apologies for that at all. So that'll do it for us today. We had a lot to cover here. This is a big episode. If you're joining us late, don't be afraid to watch the whole thing. Don't be afraid to subscribe to Sportskeeda Wrestling on YouTube. We are making that march towards 23,000. If you got fans, tell them about what we're doing. We do these long form shows 5 days a week. We have Vince Russo every single Monday night after Raw. We got Dutch Mantel after SmackDown and Rampage. We got El Glorioso Rico with you, Jose, tonight coming up after AEW Dynamite, and we're going to be covering our NXT. We have interviews popping up. We have interviews coming out like crazy. We have a new Drew McIntyre interview dropping very, very soon. That may be up now, I think. So
plus all the exclusive stuff we're going to have this weekend in New York.
Yeah, we're working on some exclusives in New York City right now as well with Survivor Series, and coming up this Saturday, the 4-on-4 Trivia Clash is going to be going down Saturday afternoon. Plus, we'll have a live post show for Survivor Series. So a lot of different.
I was trying to do that Mortal Kombat stage against you, Kevin.
There you go. Rip it up, dude.
Finish him.
I have to do this. Remember, they would just stand still and they were just like waiting. There we go. We need like those animated graphics, you know, like when they those WWE graphics when they like the early 2000s where they would always like they'd be like animated a little bit while they have this match coming up at that date. I'm being goofy talking off the top of my head here. Thank you all the diehards that with us watching all the time. Thank you guys so much. We really, really appreciate it. Shout out to the man who knows what's up. He drops our Twitter handles in the chat every time he's watching. All right, so I got to say thank you to Mr. James Espanto Fernando, the guy. All right, thank you so much, James. Been with me for years. Thank you to Victor. Thank you to Sean. Thank you to the people behind the script coming in trying to talk that trash, and I'm taking it out like I'm the trash man. All right, call me Danny DeVito, and it's always sunny because I'm the trash man. All right, we're getting into all of it. Remember, subscribe to Sportskeeda Wrestling, and when watching wrestling, do the most important thing, which is what, fellas?
You must enjoy it. Enjoy your wrestling.
Yeah.